Hello, my dear friends and family. Captain Starsky joins the chat. Welcome to the beautiful Worms Airport in Western Germany. North Rhine-Westphalia, Western Germany. Holy shit, what sort of century you living in, dude? So this is Worms, literally, this is what it's called. And behind my back you can see this exquisite pink painting on the cafeteria. Is that a restaurant or something? I have no idea. It's not supposed to be like that. The fact is, I think that developers should pay more attention to this one because that's literally missing textures right there. And today we will fly something really cool. All right. We are going to fly HUGHES aircraft from Taog's hangar. I love this one. This one is so cool. It's a civilian version. I have a military version as well. It comes included in the package. But because I am a former military, I don't really like military aircraft, especially being an infantry myself. So let's take a closer look at this bird. I absolutely love this one because this is one of the iconic aircraft. You can literally imagine Magnum PI sitting there and operating this aircraft. I know that it was released 4 months ago. I only got this one several days ago and I enjoy flying it. So to those who is more or less acquainted with this one and to those who only see this aircraft for the first time in their lives, I will find some interesting features that I discovered and they're not really included in the manual, so I think that you will be surprised to find them yourself. First of all, of course, we can remove the blade socks and all the static elements because this one is MSFS 2024 native version. This is the very first MSFS 2024 native aircraft designed by Taog's Hangar. So we can perform a walk around. Of course, nothing wobbles like in the fixed wing aircraft for obvious reasons. And of course you know all these things, alright, like these hidden spots. You can open the cowling. There you have your engine, and of course you can also check out the fuel nozzle, the igniter plug. All this stuff works. Alright, beautiful. Now we can close this stuff. Alright, we're gonna prepare for a short flight. I'm gonna make a tiny tour around the city of Mannheim. Because generally one of the reasons I decided to make today's video is to show you how to enjoy Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 if you feel the burnout, alright, because a lot of us actually do. Flying the same IFR routes where you can see absolutely nothing because you're flying like 33,000 feet above or following the same stupid magenta line. We all know what it feels like, right? So in order to entertain yourself, fly helicopters, alright? I love flying helicopters myself, and I gotta confess, sometimes, just sometimes, I really feel like a helicopter pilot. I am not afraid to say this, but I think that helicopters are much more enjoyable to fly. Also, every aircraft is a music, alright? At least I think so. And for example, if we're talking gliders, they are classic music, piano, strings, think Chopin. If we're talking general aviation aircraft, they might be rock, might be electronic music, depending on the era. If we're talking jet aircraft, I think, you know, like some house, some electronic bullshit. And helicopters my friends, this is rock. Some of them are literally grindcore. Alright, let's go and start this aircraft. Inside the aircraft you can see amazing textures and modeling. As always, there's no complaint towards Taog's Hangar. They do their job well. So one thing you may have missed, alright, there's an interesting click spot here. Here we have a battery, and besides the battery you can also hide some things here, right? Like a fire water, for example. So there's one. Another one is located right here, because here we have engine de-icing and cockpit ventilation. I have no idea what's the difference between this one and, for example, this one, because they're both ventilate the cockpit. So I have no idea. I didn't find any cabin heat. Something like that would be very handy, of course. Maybe it's there, I don't know. Alright, and of course you have a tablet with different options. I am flying with realistic damage simulation for no apparent reason. You can attach different things to your aircraft, a mirror somewhere over there, I don't know, like a mirror, wire cutters and things like that. There they are in the bottom and on the top. And also you can add different bear poles, cargo hook, cargo pods, spray kit and things like that. If you noticed, I am flying this aircraft equipped with these glorious floats. I checked, they are utility floats, they are not emergency floats. However, those can be installed on this aircraft as well in the real life. In the simulation, you can enjoy those. Alright, so basically you can land on the water. It works. I tried. In order to start this aircraft, first of all, we have to switch on the battery and the ignition key and check out those sounds. I love it. We can also enable the start pump. Pitot heat. Do we need a pitot heat? No, it's warm enough. Alright, another thing I noticed sitting in this position, the field of view is dramatically wider than, for example, if you're, oh my god, if you're looking sideways, alright? You can see that when you're looking sideways, that is your field of view. If you're looking straight forward, it's like it's wider than usual. I'm not sure if it's a bug or feature, but anyways, let's start this baby. So we can turn on the ignition. I have it mapped on my joystick. And as soon as the percent RPM reaches 20, we can add some throttle. the engine out went off, so we can turn on the generator switch, turn off the start pump, and also using the engine beep. Alright, we gotta beep this arrow to point at the green area around 104. And basically that's it, we're ready to go. Another thing I absolutely love about this aircraft is the suspension, because if you take a look at it, you can see that it wobbles, alright? The struts are actually dynamic, and this gives you a pretty good idea how to control your aircraft, how to pick it up, because this stage is one of the hardest in flying a helicopter. Alright. Not the worst starts, I tell you that. It's extremely hard to speak and fly the helicopter at the same time, my friends. The flight model seems to be pretty much realistic, I can tell. I think it's just a bit easier to control than, for example, Robinson R-22 from Cowan Sim, which is my probably second favorite aircraft, sometimes first favorite aircraft in terms of the rotorcraft. And we are going to take off this way. Alright. Let's increase the torque. Let's keep it around 4, 5. This helicopter is really powerful. It's sometimes compared to things like Ferrari, alright? If Ferrari was an aircraft, that would be one. Because look at that speed. We're accelerating to approximately 120, I would say 110, 120 knots. And that will be our cruise speed right there. Here we will turn south along the Rhine River. Again, another thing that I really miss in aircraft like this one is, for example, some kind of tablet, alright, or even better, the MSFS 2024 EFB. That would be really practical. For example, got friends in their Revolution Mini 500s. They did exactly that. You have a tablet, and this tablet contains integrated Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 EFB. So basically you always have access to your flight plan and things like that, the moving map, the weather, frequencies, all that jazz. So we will take a short trip down this river, enjoying the landscape and things like that. Our speed is 110 knots. That is crazy. And in my personal opinion, this aircraft can really be your favorite traveling machine, alright? It's fast enough. It's I don't know if I can call it study level, but the system fidelity is insane. Look at this. This is what I call flight simmer's fetish, alright? All those instruments, all of them work. And besides that, it has some basic anti-icing, it has pitot heat, engine de-ice, so you have some extra edge in case you find yourself in freezing conditions. That will definitely save your life, because that is something I miss in R22. R22 is, again, it's very basic aircraft. It's a piston helicopter. It's notoriously hard to control. Also, it's very cute, alright, it's light, two-seater. I like this one. I mean, I don't need a big aircraft to be able to travel, right? But here we are flying towards the Mannheim. We can decelerate just a bit, because I will be showing you around. One of the best ways to fly aircraft like this is use your force stream. It's very handy. I learned how to use force stream with helicopters, and that's a big parking lot over there. And I find force stream extremely useful. For example, if you're flying with a joystick equipped with a spring like I do, because besides helicopter I also fly different fixed-wing aircraft, tall aircraft, and I need this spring in my joystick, alright? So force stream can actually save you a lot of trouble. Below us we can see the Palace of Mannheim, this building over here. What makes it special is that it's so big. Mannheim Palace is considered not only some of the biggest palaces in the whole Germany, but generally in Europe. It's huge. Using enormous efforts, I'm trying to circle around this building and trying not to crash. Yeah, generally it's much harder to operate a helicopter and talk at the same time. I don't have this supernatural ability so far. I need at least 2 liters of beer to develop it. Wow, look at the scenery. The scenery is so good. After the world update, flying over Germany is such a joy. So, what else can I show you, my friends, while we're looking at the Mannheim Palace and gaining some altitude? Can also relocate a bit to the east, because on the east, about 500 meters away, we have another historical landmark. It's called the Wasserturm. This is basically a water tower built in late 19th century. Very beautiful park around it. There's some kind of church over there. Yeah. And another one right below us. This is basically how you have fun in Microsoft Flight Simulator, regardless, because what I did, I checked Google, I built myself a flight plan, and I took off, and here we are exploring the local landmarks and enjoying the scenery. So, what else can I show you, my friends? Over there you have another landmark. It's called the Turm. This is a television tower that was built in the mid-70s, alright. It's one of the highest buildings in Mannheim. And again, Mannheim is not a big city, alright. It's like a very typical tiny city in Germany. And we can circle a bit around it. Generally, you gotta have a very good stomach, a very strong stomach if you want to fly an aircraft. But if you're flying a chopper, you gotta have it freaking made of steel, cause sometimes this stuff makes you vomit straight into your computer. And over there we have the Mannheim airport. Do we land there or do we take a trip along the river? Basically we can land there because it will take us approximately 20 minutes to fly to my destination, so I think today we can finish our tour with a landing on this airfield. So let's check out the wind situation. I want to see the sock. I must say that this helicopter handles pretty well. I like flying it, and though comparing to other helicopters, I would say that the most convenient handling, in my personal opinion, friends, that's just based on my personal opinion, alright, and I am not a pilot at all. So based on my observations, Cabin Sim B206 has the most convenient handling. Then goes God France Revolution Mini 500. And if we're talking about the most nasty aircraft, that's of course Robinson R22. But if you master flying that one, after that flying any helicopter will be just a breeze. So we're turning the downwind. Alright, we have slowed down enough. You gotta always land your helicopter upwind, my friends. Especially if you're flying something like Robinson R22. That thing might kill you, 100%, if you're not careful. This one, I like the handling. Again, pardon my piloting skills because I'm only controlling it with a cheap joystick, alright? I have HUGHES Thrustmaster, and it's not the best thing to control these helicopters. Plus I have a spring and things like that, so you can pretty much imagine my setup. But I spent some time learning, and I can perform most of my landings without crashing, right? The most recent one involving the British bomber, the Vulcan. Let's not count that one, alright. It wasn't supposed to happen, and generally I wasn't even supposed to land on that airfield because that aircraft was just too huge. So we are in the ground effect. That is where we can basically stay. You only gotta control your speed while in the ground effect and make just tiny microscopic corrections with your collective. Try not to go too fast, alright, because you will immediately start to gain altitude and we don't want that. Flying a helicopter is a very challenging process. It requires a lot of skills and a lot of training, and that is one of the reasons I love flying helicopters so much, especially this one, because I enjoy challenge. I enjoy the challenges of the Microsoft Flight Simulator. The very challenge of operating something as complex and unbalanced and unpredictable as a rotorcraft, that is something that brings joy to my life, right? So where do we go from there? I have no idea. Let's turn, I don't know, here somewhere around these blocky things sticking from the ground. Alright, let's try not to hit one of them. Let's dive under this flying rock. Alright. Again, try not to bump into it, and we can basically land somewhere on this field. So what do we do after we're landed? We can beep the engine down just a bit. Oh my god, we are in some sort of magic field here. You can see those hovering stones. So then we can just rotate the throttle all the way down. Turn off the generator to get rid of the nasty noise, and we can basically shut down the throttle completely. Fuel cut off, ignition key off, anti-collision and position lights off, transponder, we didn't even touch it, and that's basically it. You can also monitor until the rotor hand goes below 100, so then you can flip the rotor brake. It's located over here. Check out this animation, oh my god. And we can also turn off the battery. Now we can apply the rotor brake and see it slowing down to a full stop. Helicopters, my friends. Fly helicopters. They're good. They will increase your potency, they will make you happier, and they will make you enjoy flying Microsoft Flight Simulator just so much, my friends. Taog's Hangar KUC, this one is H500C. The other one is a military stuff for all the jarheads right there. My friends, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.